All right, so let's talk about this slash, sus, and diminished. All right, kind of a weird title, but it's slash chords, sus4 chords, and diminished chords, utilizing all three of these elements in this one example. Remember, if you haven't gone through the Willie answers on the diminished theory, definitely take a look at those because it gives you some really good information on diminished chords. But basically, the short of it is that diminished seventh chord moving up a half step. So B diminished to C, E diminished to F, okay? G sharp diminished to A, B flat diminished. Well, here you want to do B flat diminished to B, but anyway, G sharp diminished to A, F sharp diminished to G minor. You get some real cool sounds there. All right, anyway, so if I have just my regular G minor 7 to C7, right, G minor 7 to C7, what I can do is I can do that G minor 7, and at the very end go to that B diminished. I could add the 7th if I want to, and then go to a C chord. Okay, so that's fine. 2, 3, and that works. But now I can also do something different on that G minor chord. Rather than just staying stagnant on that G minor, what if I change the bass note around? So if I do, see what I did here? I moved the bass note around, then went to that diminished chord, and then I could go to the C. But I'm going to change the C in a second. By moving that bass note around, that gives us what I call slash chords. Well, everyone calls them slash chords, okay? Or alternate bass motion, right? So you're changing the bass motion. It's not just the root in the left hand. Now you're changing it to the third, the fifth, whatnot. So this is G minor, the third in the bass, the fifth in the bass, okay? So now that's a great way of taking your progressions and changing them around. Right there, that alternate bass stuff. If I go back to that original progression, F to D to B flat to C to F, what if I change it and I put a different note in the left hand? What if I put F over A, right? Then D over A, then B flat, and then C over G, and then F. You might like that, you might not like it, but the thing is, it gives it an interesting sound. What about this? F to D minor over A to B flat to C. What if I do this? F, D minor over A, B flat, B diminished, then the C. See how we can start to add these little techniques together and we get some really cool sounds. So anyway, going back here, diminished, up to the C, and here I play a C7 sus4 because like I said before, it helps to delay the resolution of the C chord. And then I would go to my 1 chord. Okay? So try playing around with that, with adding in some of those diminished chords, but then also using the sus chords on the 5 chord, all right? And then try that alternate bass motion. See what you think of that sound. I'll see you in the next chapter.